Thanks for joining us. It's Thursday, September 22nd here in Korea. Live from Seoul, I'm Han Da-eun. Leading us off this morning are the continuing global efforts to curb North Korea's military ambitions. Dozens of member countries of a global treaty banning nuclear testing have slammed North Korea for its nuclear weapons program. They also urged other members to not waste any more time swiftly ratifying the treaty. Kwon So-ah reports.
Meeting on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly on Wednesday, around 40 foreign ministers who support the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty have strongly condemned North Korea's recent nuclear test. They urged Pyongyang to not conduct any more tests and completely halt its nuclear weapons program. The ministers issued a joint statement calling for the ratification of the CTBT treaty, which aims to ban all nuclear explosions, whether it be for civilian or military use. The treaty was agreed upon 2 decades ago. 183 countries have signed it, and 166 have completed ratification so far. South Korea's Foreign Minister Yoon Byung-se said in a speech at the meeting that it's disheartening the treaty has remained a, quote, sleeping beauty for such a long time. Kwon So-ah, ARIRANG News.
The chief nuclear envoys of South Korea and China are also set to meet in Beijing today for talks on North Korea. Seoul's Special Representative for Korean Peninsula Peace and Security Affairs Kim Hong-gyun and his Chinese counterpart Woo Da-wei are expected to discuss countermeasures against Pyongyang's recent nuclear test, which may include additional sanctions. This is the first meeting between the officials since the North conducted the test on September 9th. Kim has already held talks with his U.S. and Japanese counterparts on the issue. The UN Security Council is currently working on even tougher resolution than the one adopted in March, following the regime's 4th nuclear test in January. The U.S. Federal Reserve has again pushed back plans to raise interest rates. The move was widely expected following a series of mixed economic reports and varied signals from Fed officials. Now, a rate hike in December has become ever more likely. Park Jong-hong has the details.
The Fed's decision is widely seen as taking a wait-and-see approach. While it acknowledged that economic activity has picked up and that job gains were, quote, solid, the Fed decided to wait for more progress before hiking rates. The Federal Open Market Committee voted to hold the federal funds rate between 0.25 and 0.5%. Fed Chair Janet Yellen says the decision did not reflect lack of confidence in the economy and noted the positive signs.
Is largely based on the judgment that we're not seeing evidence that the economy is overheating, and that we are seeing evidence that people are being drawn in larger numbers than at least I would have expected into the labor market, and that's healthy to continue.
And as the labor market further improves, the Federal Reserve strongly signaled that it could tighten monetary policy by the end of the year. Meanwhile, the Fed's expectations for short and long-term GDP growth were lowered to 1.8% from 2%. The Fed has held its key rate steady since December, when it raised borrowing costs for the first time in nearly 10 years. Park Jong-hong, ARIRANG News.
Korean Air is set to provide much-needed financial support to Hanjin Shipping. The airline will inject nearly $59 million into Hanjin Shipping based on accounts receivable. The amount will help make up the $89.6 million emergency fund earlier pledged by Hanjin Group, the parent company of Hanjin Shipping. The remaining amount will come from Cho Yang-ho, the group's chairman. The funds will be used to offload cargo that has been stranded on Hanjin ships. Hanjin Shipping entered court receivership earlier this month after its creditors rejected the company's multi-million-dollar self-rescue plan. The shipper has been ordered by the court to submit a self-rehabilitation plan by November 25th. Plunging rice prices caused by an oversupply are taking a serious toll on Korea's rice farmers. Rice farms in Ganghwa County near the western city of Incheon overcame last year's brutal drought by siphoning off water from the Hangang River, but their efforts could go unrewarded. Rice prices have dropped to around $127 per 80-kilogram bag, 10% lower than last year. At that price, farmers will actually lose money due to the high production costs involved in harvesting rice. Making matters worse, Korea's rice processing complex, which controls the amount of rice in the market through government purchase, is running a multi-million-dollar deficit, which means it could have trouble helping farmers sell their harvest this year. And that's all for now. Stay tuned for more top stories coming up here on ARIRANG. Thank you for watching.